Boom, boom, boom! It's a war between Mi4i and Coolpad Note 3. Let's see who wins. So friends, if we talk about the display first, I have a 5.5-inch HD display on Coolpad Note 3 and I have a 5-inch Full HD display on the Mi4i. Now obviously there's a difference between the Full HD and HD display, but the display of Note 3 cannot be termed as a bad or a average display. It's a rather good display with good colors. Playing games, watching movies is a good experience, and the viewing angles are also good on the Note 3. As far as Mi4i is concerned, it's a really premium display with massive more than 400 pixels per inch on the display. However, it is a rather smallish display at 5 inch, so some people might not prefer it, some people might prefer it. If I talk about the touch quality, it is good enough on both the phones. Both the touches are responsive enough and provide a good experience. If I talk about the build quality, then it's a polycarbonate unibody phone, that is Mi4i. The backplate is non-removable. I can put in two 4G SIM cards, but I cannot put in a micro SD card. If I talk about the Coolpad Note 3, it's a really good design which they have offered. The device looks really premium. I have a fingerprint sensor at the back, which is I don't have on the Mi 4i, and I can move the back plate too. But then again, the battery of Coolpad Note 3 is non-removable, and I cannot remove the battery quickly enough, so the compartment is sealed and can be removed only by companies authorized people. So again, I can put in two 4G SIM card slot and one micro SD card slot. So that is an advantage of the Coolpad Note 3, that I can put in a micro SD card, which I cannot do in the Mi 4i. However, Mi 4i gives me the option to put in the OTG cable. It supports OTG, so you can expand memory that ways. Coolpad Node 3 also supports USB OTG and micro SD card as well. In order to assess the performance, I ran into benchmark on both of these devices. You can see they are head on. The score is almost same, 35,000 on Mi 4i and 36,101 on Coolpad Note 3. Now, both of these devices are ranked below the heap, but what do this kind of score mean to you as a user? As a regular user, guys, you can send all mails, you can configure multiple emails from multiple email providers. You can multi-tab, you can by multi-tab I mean you can open multiple tabs in the browser, and you can do multitasking pretty much easily. Heavy games can run easily on both these phones, but guys, when it comes to heavy task and heavy gaming, both of these phones sadly they heat up, and this is a fact. Both the phones heat up from the top part, that is where the processor is present, and one cannot negate the heating factor. It is on the higher side than the regular devices. So this is a shortcoming of both of these phones. Now if I talk about the Android version, so Coolpad Note 3 is running on a bit latest of Android version. Is a 5.1 as compared to 5.0.2 on the Mi 4i, and it's a HD display, 13 megapixel camera, 5 megapixel camera. I'll be just checking the camera quality. One thing where Note 3 has an edge over Mi 4i is the 3 GB RAM on Note 3, and there is more amount of free RAM. On the first boot we get only 1.1 GB of RAM free in Mi 4i as compared to 2.3 GB of RAM free on the Coolpad Note 3, guys. If I talk about the multi-touch on both of these devices, it's a 10-point multi-touch. I'll just show that to you. Alright, so it's only a 5-point multi-touch on Coolpad Note 3. Mi 4i has a 10-point multi-touch, but nevertheless 5-point multi-touch is more than enough. Let me now show you the sensors supported by both of these phones. Neither of these devices support NFC. So if I talk about the sensor, then I have support for direction sensor on both the devices, uh, gravitation sensor, acceleration sensor is supported again, and then light, e-compass, proximity, gyro, all these sensors are supported. Linear acceleration, rotation vector. So even the sensors which are supported are same. So in terms of performance, guys, both the phones heat up, but you can play heavy games for 15 minutes to 20 minutes without these devices heating up quite a bit. And both of these phones perform similarly when it comes to performance. Note 3 has slight edge because of its extra 1 GB of RAM. So front facing 5 megapixel camera is what I have on both of these phones. While the colors are a bit more vibrant and natural on the Mi 4i, but the detailing is slightly better in the Coolpad Note 3. So it's basically a tie with Coolpad Note 3 performing slightly better in the department of front-facing camera than the Mi 4i. If I talk about rear camera image, guys, then again there's a difference of colors, color accuracy. Mi 4i gives me a better vibrant color. You can see in this image, but if I zoom in, the detailing in the Note 3 is slightly better than what I have on the Mi 4i. Now, this shot was taken when I was outside, and you can see here Mi 4i is performing slightly better because when I zoom in, Note 3 cannot make out the dust and the granules and the small stones which were present in the plant. Here, the performance of Mi 4i is better, but then again, if I talk about this close-up shot of the plant, then let me just zoom in and you can see the amount of details which are present in both the phones is good, but then Note 3 is slightly better when it comes to the close-up shots than the Mi 4i. So guys, overall, if I give a score of 10 uh, on a scale of 10, I'll give a score of 8 for the Note 3 camera, and I give a score of 7 to the Mi 4i camera. Both the cameras are excellent. I have a single tone flash on the Note 3, whereas I have a dual tone flash on the Mi 4i, and both the phones do well with flash. They don't render the image yellowish, and the shutter lag is zero. So that is again a great thing, guys. Moving further, I have some additional features which are not present in Mi 4i. In Mi 4i, I can only tap to wake up, so that is the gesture feature, or you can say touch feature available. But in Coolpad Note 3, I have wake up gesture, double tap to wake up. I can slide up to unlock. I can slide down directly to take photos. So and I can draw symbols to jump to that specific app. So these are some smart control features gesture present. Then I have glove mode. Glove mode is present in both the phones, but again I have multi-screen system which is usually seen in Samsung devices. I also have in Coolpad Note 3 that is missing from the Mi 4i. And obviously the biggest thing is this plastic fingerprint sensor which is not present in the Mi 4i, guys. Apart from that, things are pretty much similar in terms of user interface and in terms of the options available in the settings. So friends, Coolpad Note 3 has done a remarkable job and it wins hands down. It provides a better camera, a better front-facing camera any day. You know, the rear camera performance varies according to conditions, but the front-facing camera is better than the Mi 4i any day. It got 3 GB of RAM as compared to only 2 GB of RAM on the Mi 4i. Plus, it has a fingerprint sensor, which no phone at the cost of Rs 9,000 currently have in the Indian market. Moreover, the display is bigger and the looks are slightly better than the Mi 4i. Go for Mi 4i if you are looking for a phone which is, which can be operated easily with a single hand and with got a full HD display. I mean, it's a real treat to have this kind of a full HD display, but then you have a slightly bigger display on the Note 3 and it's HD. Not bad, not average. It's a decent display. You will enjoy gaming. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Do remember to hit that subscribe button because I'll be coming out more such cool comparisons with Note 3 and other devices. There will be more of war between two new phones, many phones and many other devices. Please hit the subscribe button. I'll see you next time. Have a great day.